Welcome to OJ Studios and happy Thanksgiving. Please enjoy this short story by Kylie Mosley, Thanksgiving Surprise. By Kylie Mosley. Chapter 1. My girlfriend Allison and I are headed to her grandma's house for Thanksgiving. This is the first time we'll be spending Thanksgiving with her grandma even though we've been together for 5 years. It's a nice day, sunny, but cold. There is something I need to tell you, Allison says. It's a family tradition. A stupid family tradition. You're going to laugh. She seems slightly rattled. I'm not sure if it's because she doesn't want to spend Thanksgiving with her family or if it's because of this stupid family tradition. I guess I should just come out with it. Probably safest. So okay, yeah, my grandma is a witch. And she has this tradition where she turns my boyfriends into their deepest, hidden identity. Just for Thanksgiving. At midnight they turn back. It's just for me to see the real person I'm in a relationship with. I want to laugh because there's no other response to give to something like this. But I don't laugh. I decide to go along with it. Just humor her, and this whole thing will be over in a few hours. She is probably just as upset and troubled by her grandma's delusions as I am. She probably just goes along with it. But what can you do? I don't know anything about psychology. I trained as a historian, and Allison is a medical researcher at St. Ignatius Hospital. Sure, I say. I'll probably get transformed into a lion and eat everyone's food and then, well, everyone. I growl and make clawing motions with my free hand, and then I laugh. I instantly think I might have gone overboard when Allison doesn't say anything. She continues looking out the window at the passing scenery. After we arrive, I park in the street, but I notice that Grandma's driveway is empty. I guess we're early. I can see that Allison is still troubled. Everything is going to be fine, I say. We'll put in our time and be nice and then leave. As we're standing in the street, I wrap my arms around her and give her a hug. I wish I had brought my laptop so I could work on my book. I hear Allison groan. I knew I could take her mind off her troubles by mentioning my book. She hates my book. We've kind of gotten into a battle over my book. She thinks I spend too much time on it. She thinks I'm wasting my time, that I could do so much more. And she probably doesn't think it's very interesting, but she hasn't said so. I'm working on Volume 7 of A History of the American Rebar Industry. Volume 7 covers the years 1962 to 1978. How could anyone think that's boring? Sure, it might seem obscure, but once you really dig into it, it's fascinating. There's a lot of drama. I've tried to get Allison interested, but she's too busy researching the world's diseases, making sick people healthy. Yawn? Alex, we should leave, Allison says after we get out of my SUV. Let's go. Just then the front door opens, and a woman is standing in the doorway. We walk up to the front door. You must be Grandma, I say. How could you tell? She says. White hair, apron, kindly smile, I say. Grandma laughs. Bingo, she says. I catch Allison rolling her eyes at us. You must be Alex, she says. That I am, I say. Alex, I am. Oh, God, Allison says. Why? What? I ask. Grandma and I hug. Allison and Grandma hug. I hear you're writing a book, Grandma says to me. Please, not the book. Where's the liquor? Allison says. I need a drink. Before I know it, we're inside and our coats are off. We're inside Grandma's house. I can see the chow table with a nice tablecloth and places for at least 6 people. I can smell Thanksgiving dinner cooking, turkey, stuffing, potatoes, gravy, rolls. It's all so cozy and nice. I turn and see Allison is holding a glass of alcohol. It looks like a glass of whiskey. You know you don't drink, I say. And no one drinks whiskey. I do now, Allison says. She takes a swig, makes a horrible face, spits the whiskey back into the glass, and sets the glass down. No, that was awful. Didn't the state legalize pot? Get me some pot. She is really nervous. No, you can't smoke pot in the state, I say. Don't worry about her, Grandma says. She's always like this at Thanksgiving. She's probably agitated about the big transformation, I say. Where I end up as a lion. I make the clawing motion with my hands and roar. Grandma laughs. I'm really afraid I'm going to eat everyone for Thanksgiving because one turkey won't be enough. I'd like to apologize in advance. For eating everyone. You're such a character, Grandma says and laughs. Do you think I'll like being a lion and eating humans? I ask. I'll try not to eat humans. Allison rolls her eyes again. I wonder where I could get some crack. Loosen up, I say. You're so tense. So Allison told you about everything? Grandma asks me. Yeah, that we get to find out the real me, my deeply buried, repressed hidden identity through magic, I guess. The lion me. Exactly, Grandma says. We should do that now before the rest of the family arrives. Sounds good, I say. I wonder why I'm so calm about all of this. I guess I know that I'm just humoring her, and there's no harm in doing that. It might relax me. It'll be like ASMR videos as Grandma casts her spell or mixes up some I have newt or whatever. I love ASMR videos. Here, sit down, Grandma says and motions for a comfortable chair. I sit down. Nice chair, I say. So comfortable. I'm glad you're comfortable, dear, Grandma says. You too. She points at Allison. We're doing it differently this year. You both get transformed. I want to stick my tongue out at Allison, but I restrain myself. I'm not doing this, Allison says. She crosses her arms. Grandma tilts her head to the side. Yes, you are, sweetie. Allison sits down in another chair. There is something odd about her motions. It's as though someone is controlling her. Oh my God, I say. You used magic to make her sit in the chair. What am I saying? That can't happen. Grandma just laughs and then disappears into the kitchen. I look at Allison and she's just shaking her head as though there's no hope for me. Grandma returns with 2 flasks on a tray. The liquid in the flasks is green and bubbling and glowing. That is so cool, I say. Real potions. It's like a movie. Grandma laughs. Take a flask, she says. I take a flask that says, Pyrex, 250 milliliters, on the side. Pyrex, I say as I take the flask. That means it's a really strong flask, Grandma says. It can sustain high heat without breaking. I nod as though that means much to me. Jesus Christ, Allison says. You're about to get turned into a hamster or a cockroach and all you can say is Pyrex. I'm sure my deep, buried identity isn't a hamster, I say indignantly. I take a sip of my flask. The potion tickles my mouth, and I inadvertently giggle. Drink it all, sweetie, Grandma says. Tastes like Mountain Dew, I say. Extreme potion flavor. I guzzle the liquid in the flask. It tingles all the way down. I hate Mountain Dew, Allison says. Just drink it, I say. Why are you being like this, all happy and bubbly? Allison asks. She drinks her flask. Yuck. I'm trying to counteract your negativity, I say. How long does this take? I guess, from the way that I'm talking, that I'm starting to believe in this crazy business is real. Just a few minutes. You'll fall asleep first. With that, I feel my eyes close. When I open my eyes, I notice Allison. She's different. She's no longer a 42-year-old woman but instead a much younger woman. I'd guess that she's in her 20s. And she has such a sweet look to her. Ah, she's so adorable and cute. I feel a huge urge to hug her and kiss her and make her happy. I have to lean my head back because I get so dizzy otherwise. My head feels really congested, I feel too tired to move. I just want to sit and rest and maybe sleep. After a while I realize that I should figure out who I am, but then I also realize that nothing happened because magic isn't real. Instead, I decide to play along. I guess it's time for me to eat everyone, I say. Now that I'm a lion. My voice sounds wrong. More like a lioness, Allison says. Are you serious? You turned my middle-aged boyfriend into a teenage girl. I didn't do anything, Grandma says. The potion made you into your true selves. She's your girlfriend. I don't like girls, Allison says. Yes, you do, Grandma says. You're a lesbian. No, Allison says. I lean my head forward and notice my arms are bare. I always hated body hair, so thank you, potion, for getting rid of arm hair. I try to imagine what powerful chemical you could drink that would cause your arm hair to fall out. Immediately. Instantly. I imagine something containing plutonium or something along those lines. Probably shouldn't be drinking plutonium. I notice I'm wearing shorts. I don't remember wearing shorts. My legs are hairless and smooth. I rub my hands on my legs. My nails are painted pink. My toenails are pink. I blink a few times to make sure I'm not seeing things. So this chemical makes my body hair fall out and discolors my nails. Then I notice that I have really long head hair. My blonde tresses are flowing everywhere. No chemical could do that. And why are her breasts better than mine? Allison says. She's pointing at me. And then I have a huge shock, she's pointing at my breasts. I faint. I feel someone shaking me. Alex, dear, could you go put on a bra? Guests are almost here, Grandma says. Go upstairs to the guest bedroom. There's a closet full of clothes, and you'll find underwear in the dresser. Before I can fully contemplate someone telling me to put on a bra, I stand and wobble because of the potion and because I'm shorter and I have breasts, which completely throw off my equilibrium. Okay, none of this should be happening. I guess when people tell you about potions and magic you should believe them, figure out a way of getting out of drinking that potion. Don't just go along with it. Chapter 2. As I walk toward the stairs, I'm struck by how odd this body feels. I don't want to think about what is missing between my legs and what's taken what's missing's place. But I can't stop thinking about that. Then I think about how this is the real me, somehow. How is a teenage girl the real me? Sure, I've had some thoughts from time to time about what it might be like to be of the opposite sex. Sure, I've maybe read some stuff and seen some movies. Everyone's seen Switch or Goodbye Charlie or Xerophilia or Sexual Chemistry or Ranma Half or Futaba-kun Change. Or? Okay, so maybe I've seen a lot of stuff, but it doesn't mean anything. Without all that body hair, my clothes feel strange against my skin. My walk feels strange. Sensations come from places where I shouldn't be aware of anything. I tell myself that it's just temporary, and everything will be back to normal soon. I can't stop thinking about this being how I was meant to be. I feel as though maybe it is how I was meant to be, but that I managed to somehow bury it for decades and not think about it. Now, though, I can't help but think about it. I find the guest bedroom easily and realize that I'm going to have to maybe see what I look like without clothes if I have to put on some other clothes. Seems logical. I'm not sure I'm ready to see this body without clothes. I could get arrested for looking at my own body. No, that's not right. I turn on the lights and close the door. The room is packed with stuff. There are shelves and desks stacked with papers and things and clothing. I stand in front of the mirrored closet doors and look at me. Yeah, I'm a girl. It's pretty obvious. The breasts are a definite giveaway, but the long, blonde hair points in the direction of female as well. Then there's that butt, my butt. It's enormous. Well, no, it's not enormous. It's bigger and shapelier. It's definitely feminine. I see I'm wearing earrings too. My ears are pierced. I wonder if anything else is pierced. I imagine girl Alex getting extreme piercings. The door opens, and it's new Allison. "This is BS, she says. She looks at me standing in front of the mirror. "You're not standing in front of the mirror admiring yourself? My God, it looks like you were licking the mirror. Gross." She smiles as though she's so clever. "No," I say sort of meanly. My voice is definitely a girl's voice. "That was a really bitchy no," Allison says and smiles. "Shut up," I say and stare at her. "I guess it's pretty hard to learn that deep down, you're a high school girl when you thought you were a middle-aged man writing boring books," she says. "Guess it's pretty hard to find out that deep down you're a girl who likes girls. And that you're dating a high school girl. You're a cradle robber," I say. "And I'm a grave robber." "You're kind of a bitch," she says. "I'm not that old. I looked at my driver's license. I'm 20. Grandma said you're 18. "Thanks," I say. "I bet you drive your girlfriend to high school every day." "You love reminding me that my girlfriend is in high school," Allison says. "I really do. Does that make me a bad person?" "Yes, a total bad girl. Imagine what they said about you in high school when they found out that you're dating a college girl." "Yeah, well, imagine what they said about you when they found out that you're dating a high school girl." She nods thoughtfully. "I guess that is kind of weird. Oh well. I think we're both the same size," I say. She looks me over. "Yeah. We are." "My breasts are bigger," I blurt out. "It's not a competition," she says. "No, I'm just saying that your clothes will have to be extensively altered to fit me. Extra fabric, a team of seamstresses to make the extensive alterations. A total, intensive reconstruction of your garments," I say and stick out my breasts. "Why am I being such a bitch?" She notices what I'm doing and just shakes her head sadly. I can imagine what sort of mean thoughts she's thinking. I eagerly await anything, some crumb of meanness, but she says nothing. I give up. "This is your stuff?" I ask. "Yes, this is my room in this. Whatever this is. This scenario. We can share clothes." "Sure? And thanks for the long story about your mammoth rack and how it'd be a huge burden to fit my clothes to your body with its mammoth rack." "Sorry," I say. "I just got carried away. I love my breasts, did I really just say that?" I decide to change the subject. "So when is this over? When do things go back to normal?" "At midnight." "See, midnight. That's not too bad. We can explore each other's bodies until then." Allison jumps back. "I am not exploring your nubile, 18-year-old, supermodel body." I make a puzzled expression. "I didn't say any of that," she says. "What part didn't you say? The part about my supermodel body? Or was it my nubile body?" I ask. Allison fidgets and seems to not know what to do with her hands. "I said none of that," she says. "You like girls," I say. "No, I like," Allison says. It's as though she can't remember what she's trying to say. "Dick?" I say. "Yes, I like dick," she says. Can't get enough of that dick. Yummy dick." I laugh. "Yeah, that was convincing. First, you forget what the offending organ is even called, and then you can't even fake liking it." "I did all that to make you laugh," Allison says. I shake my head. "So I should call you Dick Lover?" "If you call me that, I'll be forced to do bad things to you," Allison says and smiles. "Define bad things," I say. "Would these be things that I'd like?" Allison appears thoughtful. "Yes and no." "Okay then. You can help me pick out something to wear for Thanksgiving." This is going to get to her. I strip out of my clothes, a t-shirt and shorts, then I take off my underwear. Yep, I'm missing parts between my legs. That's a shock, but in a way, it's better. Why was I wearing a t-shirt and shorts? Did I just get up from being in bed with Allison in this alternative reality? My fantasies run wild. Allison has her hand over her eyes. Okay, now open the closet and find something to wear. Big help, I say. That's not going to work. Look at me. She takes her hand away and opens her eyes. She looks me up and down. I hear her whimper. I bite my lip so I don't smile. Aren't you going to give your girlfriend a hug, a Thanksgiving hug? No, Allison says and crosses her arms. It feels like you're staring at my naked body, I say. I shake my breasts. Allison groans. If you ever do that again, I'm going to stab you, she says. Thanksgiving is off to a great start, I say. Just give in to your lust, I say. No, she says. Please, I say. You know I love you. If you like girls, so be it. Just be you. Don't fight it. Maybe your grandma gave you a gift. What happens when we get turned back? You go back to being a 45-year-old man, and I go back to being a 42-year-old woman? Aren't you worried about that? Aren't you going to be yearning to be a woman? Won't I be yearning for a girlfriend? Allison says. I sit down on the bed. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe this is just releasing some pressure, and we'll be fine to go back to our boring, pathetic lives at midnight and spend the remaining 40 or 50 years slogging through daily nightmares until sweet death comes. Allison smiles. You always know how to make me feel better, she says. She sits next to me on the bed. Kiss me, I say. Please. Have some ovaries. She looks at me and smiles. Then she starts furiously licking and contorting her lips as though she's preparing for some sort of competition. What are you doing? I ask. Preparing to kiss the crap out of my girlfriend, she says. I want my first girl kiss to be memorable. She grabs me and jams her lips into mine, and suddenly my mouth is forcefully opened and a tongue starts darting everywhere and anywhere. It's as though my mouth is being examined by a team of aliens. My mouth is being probed invasively, extensively, and intensely. And it's heaven. Finally it's over. Well, that was fun, she says. Thanks for removing my tonsils, I say. Allison just laughs. Let's get you dressed nice and pretty for Thanksgiving. She pulls me off the bed and wraps her arms around me. She's a changed woman. I've always had the magical ability to get her out of her funks. She immediately goes to the dresser and opens and closes drawers. I've never seen so many items of feminine underneath wherever. I'm starting to get nervous. What are you doing? I ask. Just finding something pretty for you to wear under your dress, she says as she hunts through the dresser. She pulls out various silky items from the dresser. I'm not going to wear any of that, I say. Yes, you are. If I'm going to like girls, I'm going to make sure my girl is extremely feminine and girly. I think it's redundant to say feminine and girly. It's a goal. You should pick out a dress, she says. I was thinking of wearing pants, I say. Allison laughs. It seems like an evil laugh. Now I'm regretting getting her out of her funk. Maybe that was kind of stupid. You know what this is? She asks as she holds up something red and silky. I shake my head. This is a teddy. This is what I want you to wear under your dress. The item of clothing that she's holding is red and silky and shimmery and tiny. She also hands me a pair of red underwear. I know what you're doing, I say. You're trying to get under my skin by being excessively enthusiastic about my current state as an innocent, virginal girl. That made no sense. I doubt you're a virgin, Allison says. I imagine that you slept with the entire football team before you learned that you like girls. Probably the basketball team and soccer team too. I frown. I don't like you like this. I want to go back to the way you were before, all jittery and nervous about liking girls. You just encouraged me to let loose and embrace the way things are because at midnight we go back to our old, crappy lives. I'm just following your advice. Yeah, well, that's your problem. You need to stop listening to me. I'm just an 18-year-old. What do I know? She laughs again. She definitely could voice a Disney cartoon villain with that laugh. Stop laughing like that, I say. She bites her lip to stop laughing. Put it on. I put on the teddy and silky underwear. Okay, that was a mistake, she says, and I smile like I won a Thanksgiving prize. Maybe you could wear a garbage bag. I'm not wearing a garbage bag on Thanksgiving, I say. It sounds like I'd be perfectly fine with wearing a garbage bag as long as it's not Thanksgiving. Allison shakes her head. Yeah, I just pictured you in a garbage bag, and I almost had an orgasm. So that's out. You have a problem, you know, I say. I really need to thank Grandma for letting me find out that I like girls, she says. Saying that you like girls is like saying the Grand Canyon is neat. It's the understatement of the millennium. Allison stifles a smile by biting her lip. Midnight is going to suck for you, I add. Yeah, well, you too. Except I know now what's underneath all of that man camouflage you wear. Oh, I say. Yeah. We'll deal, she says. Why were you so weirded out, all that talk about crack and pot and the whiskey? What was that about? I ask. I felt bad. You were all happy about the transformation, making jokes, and I wanted to find out something bad about you, that you got transformed into some gross loser or something. I wasn't happy and wanted an excuse to leave us. Oh, I say. Sorry. It's fine, she says. Sounds like we'll have some things to work on after midnight, I say. Yeah. Or we can transform every Thanksgiving. Or maybe more. Maybe every weekend. We'll have to see. How about this one? Allison says and holds up a sundress. I shake my head. I don't like to wear sundresses at this time of year. They're more for spring and early summer. Just feels wrong to wear them now. At Thanksgiving, Allison looks at me as though I just told her I like eating broken glass. We stare at each other for a while. Maybe we shouldn't ask questions or talk about certain things, I say. Maybe just go along with things. Just accept what I say and not notice it as anything other than something normal. I was just going to say that I agree with you about sundresses. No, you weren't, I say. You were going to draw attention to the fact that I had maybe a too detailed opinion on sundresses. Never, Allison says. I wouldn't do that. Are you going to help me with my makeup? I say but wonder why. Why did I say that? Where did that come from? You don't need makeup. You're a natural beauty, she says. I feel all tingly. I know she can tell how I feel. How? She's rubbing her hand over my goosebumps. I love this, she says. I love how you just automatically say girly things and get goosebumps when I say you're a natural beauty. It's so deep inside your identity. You're so incredibly feminine. Yeah, well, you spend all your time ogling all over my boobs, I say, but I'm not sure where I'm going with this. Boobs? Your boobs? Yeah, you're totally femme now. What's wrong with saying boobs? I ask. I don't think I've ever heard a guy say boobs. They always say tits. I'm not a guy, I say before I can think properly. Why did I say that? I guess it's true because of my body. It was my body speaking. There's nothing guy about my body. It's totally feminine. Yeah, she says. Your very feminine identity has totally taken over. It's wonderful. I'm glad you're my girlfriend with an emphasis on girl. I try not to smile. We don't want you looking too delicious. Otherwise you'll have to deal with my brother. Do I want to know what that means? He's just gross. He'll try to flirt with you. He's a womanizer. He'll seriously flirt with his sister's girlfriend? Yes. Haven't you noticed that about men? That's what men do. I didn't do that. And look how you turned out? You mean as a nubile supermodel? I did not say that. Yes, You did. I wish I'd recorded it, I say. She shakes her head. It was cute, I say. Cute? She says. What's wrong with cute? Girly, she says and laughs. Every time you act girly, I want to kiss you. Just so you know. What if I squeal? I ask jokingly. I'll have an orgasm, she says. So if you don't want me to have orgasms all over Thanksgiving, keep your cute noises to yourself. Did you have to say it like that, have orgasms all over Thanksgiving? She just laughs and then kisses me. Did you put on some lip gloss? Your lips taste like strawberries. I look down and see that I'm holding my purse. Where did that come from? I must have brought it upstairs with me. How do I have a purse now? I open it and on top is some strawberry lip gloss. I root around inside and there are various cosmetics, my cell phone, in a pink case, some wrapped cylindrical objects which I assume are tampons, what? A billfold, and a whole lot of little cute thingamabobs. Allison takes my purse. She takes out the little fluffy creatures/things in my purse. I feel myself get really excited. Oh my god, those are so cute. I can't believe they're mine. I clap my hands in excitement. Allison closes her eyes and freezes for a moment. It looks as though she's in the middle of something really intense. She gasps. Oh. Okay. Did you just? I ask. Allison nods, and I can't help but smile. Pretty proud of yourself, aren't you? She asks. Oh, yes, 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 I say. I might have squealed a little. Accidentally. She sighs loudly. God, I love you, she says and kisses me. Well, this is turning out to be a really fun Thanksgiving, I say. Do you have to say fun like that? What did I do? I say. Nothing. Everything you do makes me crazy, she says. It's a combination of love and overwhelming lust. That's why you were so uptight earlier. You were overcome by the new me. You were thinking of terrible, filthy, dirty things you wanted to do to me. Basically all the time, she says. I feign outrage, but then I decide to really rattle her. I want to bury my tongue into my sweetie pie on Thanksgiving and eat her up. She sighs loudly and shakes her head. No. You're not saying things like that. Just did, I say. She groans. In addition, you torture me by refusing to put on any clothes. I took off the teddy and underwear a while ago. I like being naked, I say. I get up and twirl around the room like a total airhead. No, you can't say things like that to me, that you like being naked, she says. And you definitely can't do what you just did naked. You do realize that your girlfriend is sexually attracted to you. Allison says. That's interesting. I hadn't realized any of that, I say. She's been such a grump ever since her nubile supermodel girlfriend appeared on the scene. I didn't say any of that, she says. I shake my head sadly. I'm never going to hear the end of that nubile supermodel business, am I? I shake my head sadly. I'm so sorry. I touch her arm while I'm shaking my head. Just get dressed so we can eat. I was thinking of going downstairs naked, I say. Wow, that remark got quite the incredible frown from Allison. That frown hurt, I say. Good, she says. I find a dress in the closet that I think is best described as Pilgrim Woman. I put it on. Why would Allison own a Pilgrim Woman dress? No, absolutely not, Allison says. It is Thanksgiving, I say. I'm not developing a fixation on you as a Pilgrim Woman. A fixation? I ask and laugh a little. Just think how much a Pilgrim Woman fixation would cost: costumes, bonnets, turkey year-round, learning old-timey expressions and greetings. Still, look at me. What better way to celebrate Thanksgiving except as a Pilgrim Woman? No, no way, Allison says. She's covering her eyes with her hand. I pull on her arm to get her hand away from her eyes. I guess we're too late. The fixation has already developed. Beautiful women should be kinder to their girlfriends. They should try not to inculcate fixations in them by wearing weird costumes. Sorry, what? Inculcate? I'm just a high school girl. You know what it means. Please have some sympathy for me. I'm just a poor mortal with a girlfriend who is a goddess. She gets down on her knees. Please, goddess, she says. Stop it, I say. That's going to go to my head and mess me up. Yes, goddess. If you call me goddess again, I'll do anything you want. See, now you've messed me up. It's gone to my head. Yes, goddess, Allison says. She hands me a conservative, low-key, patterned dress. It's a deep blue with a very subtle pattern. I put on the teddy and underwear and then put on the dress. It fits perfectly except the breast area, which is somewhat tight. She zips me up. God, you look gorgeous, she says. Are you really my girlfriend? Of course, don't be silly, I say. Well, as long as you please me. OMG. See what calling me goddess did? I smile at her. She hugs me again. Oh, God, Alex, you're my dream girl. Then she kisses me. I can see that she's crying. What's wrong? I ask. I can't believe any of this is happening. If you knew how many orgasms I've had today since you were transformed, you'd take off running. Maybe you shouldn't have shared that, I say. She looks really sad. My God, I was just joking. I realize that Allison has it really bad for me, and I'm kind of scared. No one has ever been this obsessed about me. I'm holding her and she sighs such a contented sigh I feel a little choked up. I worry about what happens to us at midnight when we turn back. You need shoes, she says and picks a pair of shoes out of the closet. They probably fit you. I put them on and power walk around her bedroom. How the heck did you do that? Allison asks. What did I do? The first time you try heels, you walk as though you've been walking in heels your whole life. I shrug. Some girls just got it together, I say. I study her expression. You're turned on, aren't you? Do I have to answer that? She asks. You just did. Let's go eat. We leave the bedroom to go pig out. Let's hold hands, Allison says. She takes my hand and I feel something really deep when she touches me. I feel waves of goosebumps all over. She looks like she's going to cry. I feel as though I'm going to cry. I try to swallow, but my mouth is too dry. We walk down the stairs holding hands on Thanksgiving at her grandma's house. It feels really hokey, but it's such an incredible experience to feel that much love from someone. I just hope that I'm able to return it. I think I am. At the bottom of the stairs we hug each other. I love you, I say. I love you too, she says. We hug and kiss at the bottom of the stairs. I feel tingly and hot all over. I don't want to let go of you, I say. Allison cries more at that. Sorry, I say. No, I'm fine. Just happy, she says. Chapter 3. Everyone is here when we get into the dining room. I meet Allison's brother Keith and his daughters Ashley and Jessica. No one says anything about my former man self. No one mentions anything about Allison's new girl love. I need to stop thinking of man selves and girl love. It's weird. I talk to Ashley and Jessica for a while. They tell me I'm pretty, and get all emotional and tear up a little. I tell them they're prettier. I look and see that Allison is smirking. She leans toward me and whispers in my ear. Such a girl. I pull her away from the family so they can't hear. I can't help it, I say in a sort of panicked, shaky voice, which makes Allison smile. I love how femme you are, she says. She leans over to me and whispers into my ear. I can't wait to strip you naked. I give her the frown of the century in response. You can't say stuff like that. Too late, she says. Already did. I try to rejoin the rest of the family so Allison will be less inclined to say more stuff like that to me. Keith is divorced, which he informs me of by mentioning that he kicked his ex-wife to the curb, among other things. Ashley and Jessica obviously hear what he says about their mom. What a dick. I squeeze Allison's hand, and she squeezes back. I wait until Keith and Ashley and Jessica are out of earshot. You wanted to tear him a new one, I say. Yeah, but I didn't want my nieces to see. The tearing, that is. Yeah, they don't need to see any tearing of new ones, I say. I look closely at Allison's face. That didn't turn you on, did it? I say. No, she says slightly indignantly. Yes, I say. Love you, she says and kisses me. You could read out time and temperature, and that'd turn me on. Just so you know. She kisses me again. Now I know what my superpower is, I say. She closes her eyes and gasps a little. Oh, she says. You're just messing with me now, I say. She nods and smiles, and I shake my head. She does her little closed eyes moan again. Stop it, I say. We need to sit down and eat. You're distracting me from overeating on Thanksgiving. There's no greater crime. We sit down at the table, across from Keith and the nieces. Remember that your new stomach is the size of a walnut. Your old stomach was the size of a 10-gallon bucket. You can't eat that much anymore. You can't be putting away 10 gallons of food anymore. It wasn't a 10-gallon bucket, I say. And my new stomach isn't the size of a walnut. I turn toward her and see that she's laughing. She's obviously amused by her 10-gallon bucket versus walnut analogy. She leans over to me. Do you miss your manhood? No, I say. I look at her. Her face is expressionless. I shouldn't have said no, should I? She shakes her head. Then yes, I miss my manhood, I say. Why are you smiling? Just happy, she says. Manhood? Who says manhood? What are we in Bridgerton or something? Oh, my God. You watched all of those, didn't you? I can tell, she says in a kind of accusatorial voice. I nod shamefully. You're such a girl. I watched them in secret, I say. I knew you'd hassle me. I think it's cute, she says. Everything my baby does is cute. Yeah, but I was a hulking, gawky Hulkman when I watched them. You were never a hulking, gawky Hulkman. You were a girl spy in manland. I don't know what to say to that, so I just stay silent. You were feeding your inner girl. She was starving for some romance, Allison says. So true. The dresses in that show were to die for, I say. Now you're messing with me, she says. A little, I say. At least I didn't say girl spy in manland. That was supposed to be funny. It was frightening. Shut up and eat your turkey. I want to see more patting on that ass. You two certainly seem to be absorbed in each other, Grandma says. Sorry, I say. We're just happy. Thank you so much for this wonderful meal and wonderful company. I mentally exclude Keith. Oh, anytime, honey, Grandma says. It's so wonderful to have you and Allison here for Thanksgiving. This is the best Thanksgiving of my life, I say. I can see that, Grandma says. It's really a struggle to get Grandma to let me to help her after dinner, but she eventually relents. I realize that she could have easily gotten annoyed, turned me into a cockroach, and stomped on me. Good move, Alex. Or she could have gotten annoyed that I hadn't volunteered to help and turned me into. Grandma is scary. Allison and I park our butts on the couch in the living room. I should text my mom that I'll be home after midnight, I say. Why? You'll turn back to boy Alex after then and there'll be no need. You'll be a 45-year-old, gawky, hulking man Hulk after midnight. Still, I don't want her to worry right now, I say. You're such a good girl, Allison says. She puts her hand on my arm. I take my phone out of my purse and marvel at the cool pink glitter case that it's in. I turn to Allison, who is smiling and nodding. She's obviously jealous of my cool phone case. I text my mom and she tells me that I should just spend the night with Allison. I almost pass out at that phrase, spend the night with Allison. I show the text to Allison. I notice her little closed eye gasp. You're awful, she says. What did I do? I ask. You know what it was, that spend the night with Allison. You had to show me. It wasn't meant to be anything other than total sweetness and niceness, I say. Yeah, but my mind got a hold of it, and it totally caught on fire. Good, I'm glad it wasn't just me. What did your brain translate it into? Just curious, she says. Spend the night naked in bed with Allison, with our naked unclothed nude bodies pressed together, just jammed together in total, pure lust and sexual ecstasy. I make a demonstration of our bodies by using my palms pressed together, and I rub my hand over my mouth in case I drooled a little when I said all of that. Allison gasps but then recovers and nods thoughtfully. Nearly killed me with that one. Thanks. You do know that heart attacks are not just a man problem. Women drop dead from heart trouble too. I pinch my lips together because it doesn't seem appropriate to smile about heart attacks. Nice to know that my girlfriend likes the idea of me dying of a heart attack. I didn't say anything, I say. I grab her and start kissing her. I'm going to see if I can kiss you so much that you pass out. God, you're intoxicating, she says. Let's kiss and hug for an hour, I say. Then take a break of say 15 minutes. And then resume. Chapter 4. Around 7, Keith and the nieces leave. I feel bad that we just basically ignored them. Allison and I are on the couch holding hands and telling each other how wonderful the other is. I can't believe how annoying we are. Grandma looks kind of distressed. I can't hear my show with you two yapping, she says. Sorry, Grandma, we both say in unison. We go to the kitchen and tell each other how we'd use various kitchen utensils on the other's body, what erogenous zone we'd stimulate with a rolling pin or tongs or meat tenderizer, for instance. Hypothetically, of course. We look and Grandma is standing in the kitchen doorway. She's frowning. I can hear you in the living room. You'd better not be messing around like that with my kitchen equipment. I feel totally embarrassed and my face heats up. I look down at the floor in shame. I am totally ending up as a flat, dead cockroach. I can feel it. I actually came in here to tell you that it's 2 minutes until midnight, Grandma says. We rush into the living room and sit in our transformation chairs. We hold hands and giggle. God, we're annoying. I can see it on Grandma's face. You don't need to sit in those chairs, Grandma says. You can sit on the couch and hold hands or lick each other's faces off or whatever. We rush to the couch and entangle our bodies. I'm pretty sure that I see Grandma roll her eyes. We're too much even for Grandma. Grandma takes out her cell phone and starts up the clock app. It's 11:59 and 8 seconds. This was the best day of my life, baby. We should do this every year. I love you, I say. The best day of my life, too. I love you too. Let's kiss while it goes to midnight, I say. I definitely see Grandma roll her eyes. We start kissing. You have 20 seconds, Grandma says as though she wants to discourage us from kissing that long. Finally, Grandma starts counting down, 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Midnight. Midnight. We've turned back. I feel okay. I thought I'd instantly feel awful after midnight, but I don't. Well, that was fun, I say. What a great Thanksgiving that was. Can't wait to get back to my book. I notice that Allison hasn't changed back. I wonder why I changed back, but she hasn't. Why didn't you change back? Allison asks. I changed back, I say. I'm boy Alex again. Well, not with tits like those, Grandma says. I look down and see my breasts. And no manhood, Allison says. I'm not sure how she determined that. I imagine that she groped me, but I didn't feel anything. I spend too much time thinking about Allison groping me. I snap out of my being groped by Allison fantasies. Eventually. What happened? I ask. Grandma is thinking. I can tell. I think you two's constant lovey-dovey-ness killed the magic. It couldn't take it anymore and died. You brought some powerful magic to its knees and killed it with all that kissing and hugging and stuff, Grandma says. You're stuck like that. Forever. Grandma seems to be editorializing too much about our public displays of affection. I want to say something, but then I remember flattened cockroaches and keep quiet. Otherwise, I'm overjoyed. I try to be calm and not jump up and down and scream. I've never been so excited and happy in my life. At least this means there'll be no 400-volume history of the American testicle, Allison says. I frown. That wasn't what it was about, I say in my ice princess voice. Allison snickers. She has a cute snicker. I want to kiss her snicker. I fake yawn. I'm really tired and should go home, but I don't want to wake up my parents. That would be really mean. Maybe I should spend the night. Would that be possible? I don't mention that my mother was already fine with me spending the night. Yeah, you should, Allison says. Yeah, Alex, spend the night. I'll fix up the couch, Grandma says. What? I feel like my whole world just shattered. Oh, I say. I feel some tears forming. I want to spend the night with Allison. Then Grandma laughs and laughs. I had you with that one. I was joking. Get upstairs and spend the night together in Allison's bed licking each other's faces off. I respond by hyperventilating and bawling. Allison has to calm me down and help me upstairs. She's smiling the whole time. I'm a total mess but a happy mess.